In the headlines, more financial relief for parents as the Cooperative Societies League awards 19 bursaries and 2 scholarships. $1 million in overdue salary payments for LIAT employees. And the WHO predicts the world should see the end of COVID-19 within 2 years' time. I'm Andrea Louis with the Channel 5 News. Back with the details after this.
Avec Flow, animé on top up, sign up, quittez yo, every video join Flow. It only gets better with Flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
Are you still washing your hands regularly, wearing your mask in public, and practicing social distancing? 0 cases does not mean COVID-free. Stay home if you're not well to keep others from getting sick. Continue to avoid crowds in public spaces. Always keep your guard up. We're still fighting this together. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
Thank you for staying with us. First up, the financial burden of the upcoming school year is being eased for a number of parents as the Dominica Cooperative Societies League Limited awarded 19 bursaries and 2 scholarships on Wednesday. President of the League, Josephine Dublin, says the DCSLL is committed to ensuring youth receive an education as this investment reaps dividends to future generations.
Both scholarships are for a 5-year period and will cover the students, or rather costs related to the students' attendance at secondary school. And that includes school fees of up to $800 a year, the provision of their books and stationery, a uniform allowance of $250 in their first and third years, a payment for all their examination fees, the payment of a commuter allowance if the student lives outside of 1/2 mile from the secondary school that they will be attending. This year, the League has also offered bursaries to 19 students. This is a one-time payment of assistance of $300. Last year, we made an investment of over $17,000 in providing scholarships and bursaries to students. We do hope that this investment will reap good dividends.
Cyrena Harris, a past pupil of the St. Luke's Primary School, who also placed in the top 5 in this year's Grade 6 National Assessment, was awarded the Geoff Robinson Scholarship for Merit.
The provision of scholarships will significantly assist us as we endeavor to pursue a secondary education. My aspiration to continue to succeed through perseverance has definitely been magnified by the receipt of this scholarship.
Mika Clunes was awarded the Sister Alicia Scholarship for Need.
Thank you to the Dominica Cooperative Society League for awarding me this scholarship. I truly appreciate being your selection of choice. I look forward to a successful 5-year journey with you, performing to the best of my ability, remaining disciplined, diligent, and performing well throughout my journey. I will not disappoint you for taking a chance now.
In other top stories, the newest insurance company to Dominica's shores continued on its corporate social responsibility on Wednesday. Julian Morris explains.
The insurance company of the West Indies, ICWI, which opened its doors to the Dominican public in November last year, awarded 2 scholarships to 2 past pupils of St. Mary's Primary on Wednesday. Country manager of the ICWI, Earl Edward, says though that is the company's first time awarding scholarships in Dominica, it plans on growing this initiative over the years.
We have at this time in a position to award 2 scholarships to students. They come at an annual cost of $2,000 each. And we do not expect these 2 to be our last. We expect that in the years to come, that we will be able to add some additional as we are able to.
Denari Samuel, a past pupil of the St. Mary's Primary, will be attending the St. Mary's Academy in September.
First off, I want to thank God for blessing me with this opportunity, and also my parents for pushing me to be the best that I can be, and also my teachers for helping me with my schoolwork. I'd also like to thank the company for awarding me with this scholarship, and I'm very grateful for it. Thank you.
The second scholarship recipient, Oriando Birmingham, a former SMP pupil, also plans on attending the St. Mary's Academy in the new school year.
I just want to say also thank you for the Lord who helped me. I just want to say thank you for rewarding me for this scholarship. I am very happy, and I want to make you guys and my parents very proud.
On to health matters, the World Health Organization and UNICEF to issue guidance on the use of masks in children. At their last update a few days ago, the WHO said the guidance would be available in the coming days. The WHO says there is a lot of research being done currently on children of different age groups and how they are impacted by the COVID-19 virus.
One of the things we know about infection in children is that children can be infected, children of all ages can be infected with the SARS-CoV-2 virus. Luckily, the majority of children that are infected with this virus do tend to have mild disease or asymptomatic infection, but there are some that can develop severe disease, and there are some children, unfortunately, that have died. What we understand about transmission in children is limited. There are some studies that are looking at transmission by age groups, looking at under 5s, for example, looking at up to 10 years old, looking at teenagers, and looking at young adults. These studies are preliminary, and there are few that are available, but there are more that are being conducted. And there appears to be a difference in transmission by age group, with the younger children able to transmit less than teenagers, for example. But this data is really limited, and there are some studies that are ongoing. We give advice to decision makers, and we give advice to public health officials and child health professionals and educators about making the decision about when and where masks can be used. And we break those recommendations down by age, looking at under 5, looking at 6 to 11, and then looking at over 12. But again, there's limited information that we have on children. There are more studies that are being done. We're working with a large number of partners, including UNICEF. We have a technical advisory group that we have established to specifically support us on understanding and advice for educational institutions, knowing that different institutions look differently across the globe.
In other health matters, a World Health Organization official says it is absolutely necessary that COVID-19 outbreaks are kept in check in areas where schools operate. The WHO says outbreaks must be brought under control to ensure schools are reopened safely.
What is important when we consider schools is we consider the context in which schools are operating. Schools do not operate in isolation. They operate in communities, and they work in communities. And if there is the virus circulating in those communities, if there's widespread transmission in those communities or intense transmission, it's possible that the virus can enter the school system. And so it is important that what is done in the community of trying to reduce transmission and bring those outbreaks under control is really what the focus needs to be, then to consider opening schools. What we've done as an organization is we've outlined considerations for decision makers about the partial opening or reopening of schools. Remember that schools operate differently globally. They have different types of building structures. They have different types of age groups that they include by various ages. And so what we've done is we've outlined a number of considerations for the schools. First of all, taking into consideration the circulation of the virus in the area where the school operates, where the children live that go to that school, and where the adults that work in that school live. And then look at what are the types of control measures and prevention measures that can be put in the schools, such as physical distancing, such as washing of hands and making sure that there's hand washing stations or alcohol-based rub, making sure that there's good ventilation, making sure that masks could be worn if appropriate. So there are a number of considerations that are outlined.
She says schools must also have guidance on what to do if there is a suspect case.
And how to quickly test and do contact tracing if necessary. But those plans need to be clearly outlined. And also to have good communication. So not only communicating to the students and to the adults that work at those schools, but to the parents of the children that go to that school. How can we communicate about how the school is going to be operated, if it will be a partial opening or a total opening or reduced class size? There are lots of different ways that this could be done. I think we all recognize the importance of schools for children of every age, not only for education, but for security, but for food in many situations, and for social interaction and mental health. So there are a lot of reasons why it's very important that schools can reopen safely. But it's really critical, I will say again, that it is important that we bring outbreaks under control and transmission under control in the area where those schools operate.
You are watching the Channel 5 News. Stay tuned for more after the break.
Yo, check this. Flo is giving away $40,000 in cash. Oh, yeah. 2 bags of money plus $1,000 every Friday. Get a plan or switch now to win. It only gets better with Flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
Are you still washing your hands regularly, wearing your mask in public, and practicing social distancing? 0 cases does not mean COVID-free. Stay home if you're not well to keep others from getting sick. Continue to avoid crowds in public spaces. Always keep your guard up. We're still fighting this together. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD. All for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
Welcome back. A veteran athlete is applauding government's recent announcement of the construction of an Olympic-sized swimming pool in the country. Julian Morris has that story.
John Robin, who is the president of the Dominica Amateur Swimming Association, welcomes this announcement as the country has never had an Olympic-sized swimming pool. According to Robin, the construction of such a facility will make Dominica the only country in the OECS to have an Olympic swimming pool.
For Dominica, this means a lot. I think Dominicans does not understand what an Olympic-sized swimming pool for Dominica means. What it really means is that now Dominica will be the only island in the whole of the entire OECS to have an Olympic-sized swimming pool, and one of the few members in CARICOM to have an Olympic-sized swimming pool. I remember, swimming was the first sporting activity to have represented Dominica at the Olympic in the history of sporting activities in Dominica. So I think it is fitting that the government has recognized the need for that facility.
Robin believes an Olympic-sized swimming pool will augur well for the tourism industry and be an income-generating tool for the country.
And it is going to transform Dominica tourism landscape in the sense that it provides us now with a significant boost to our tourism package, in that you can have students from Europe, from across Asia, from across North America, from across the Caribbean. Teams of let's say, swimmers come in here and being trained at our facilities, staying in our hotels, consuming our food. You know, this is very significant for us.
In addition to putting Dominica on the map as the only OECS country to have an Olympic-sized swimming pool, journalists of the View athletes will be better prepared for regional and international swim meets once the pool becomes a reality.
Also, every year we have a number of swimming championships taking part all over the world. We have the OECS Swimming Championship, to which Dominica is supposed to be involved in. We have not participated for 15 years because we don't have a facility. Then you have the Character Swimming Championship. We have not been able to participate. We started, but we were not able. Then you have the Commonwealth, Pan American, and then you have the Character Swimming Champion, not the Character, but the Olympic Swimming Championship, which is held annually. And to know that we now have the opportunity to have a world-class platform where our swimmers can be trained to participate across the globe. I think this is very significant.
The government of Antigua and Barbuda has transferred $1 million to LIAT administrator to pay for the overdue salaries for July for the carrier's staff.
Administrator Cleveland Seaforth said he expected at least some of the overdue salaries to be paid out in the coming days, although he underlined that the process was challenging on the formal side. Given LIAT's dormancy, the airline had set up new banking accounts and start new procedures for paying its staff. Seaforth clarified that the sum was only due to cover July salaries. Wages for May and June of this year, a lot of it overdue, have been registered as liabilities. They will be settled as part of the carrier's court-overseen restructuring.
We have spoken to the employees through their unions. We have spoken to a number of stakeholders, some of the creditors. We've been having discussions with them, and we continue to do so. We have also, so far, been speaking with potential investors who have expressed an interest in coming on board.
The airline's debt to regional governments will likely be forgiven.
Based on informal discussions with the government of Antigua, there has been an indication that they are likely to write off what is owed. But every member within the CARICOM area would be asked to forgive the amounts owing to them. The Prime Minister of Antigua had made an arrangement with some of the heads within the CARICOM area to pay a part of the salaries for July. The government of Antigua has delivered on the promise and have transferred the funds to pay the salaries for July. So the government of Antigua is paying the salaries for July. Those funds have been provided to us, and we are actually in the process now of trying to disburse those funds.
In August, the airline temporarily laid off around a quarter of its remaining 166 staff members. Seaforth underlined that the redundancies were for either 3 or 6 months. Any permanent layoffs would have to be approved by the court. Meanwhile, Antiguan Prime Minister Gaston Brown said during a parliamentary hearing that the airline's owners were now courting investors and saw significant interest. He added that while the current shareholders would prefer to secure a major investor from within the Caribbean, they were also willing to look beyond the region if necessary. Brown disclosed that an unnamed African entity also showed interest in LIAT. Antigua previously put the cost of restructuring LIAT at $108 million EC dollars, or its equivalent $40 million US dollars.
And the World Health Organization says it is working with the International Air Travel Association, IATA, and the global tourism and travel industry towards making the resumption of air travel comfortable. WHO is working with its partners to continue to issue guidance on how to resume air travel safely. The organization acknowledges that it is difficult to do physical distancing on aircrafts. The recommendation to passengers is to follow the guidance provided by the airlines. The WHO is of the view that it can be instructive to consider where an individual is traveling from and where he is traveling to, and look at the transmission intensity in those different areas.
In our situation now, with more technology and of course with more connectedness, the virus has better chance of spreading. It can move fast because we are more connected now. But at the same time, we have also the technology to stop it and the knowledge to stop it. So we have a disadvantage of globalization, closeness, connectedness, but an advantage of better technology. So we hope to finish this pandemic before less than 2 years, especially if we can pull our efforts together and with national unity, global solidarity. That's really key, with utilizing the available tools to the maximum and hoping that we can have additional tools like vaccine. I think we can finish it in a shorter time than the 1918 flu.
Keeping your distance when you are in an airport and wearing a mask for the duration of your travel can also help you stay safe.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts, with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
Are you still washing your hands regularly, wearing your mask in public, and practicing social distancing? 0 cases does not mean COVID-free. Stay home if you're not well to keep others from getting sick. Continue to avoid crowds in public spaces. Always keep your guard up. We're still fighting this together. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
With love, when I bag our money, cash out. Get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money? Yeah. From
Yo, check this. Flo is giving away $30,000 in cash.
Oh, yeah.
2 bags of money plus $1,000 every Friday.
With Flow is better every day, and now we're making parties great. That's 3 ways that you can play. So listen up.
Top up.
$10 or more.
Sign up.
Just switch to Flow.
Get a plan.
1 gig or more. If you wanna win cash galore.
With Flo.
Win a bag of money.
Cash out.
Get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money? Yeah. From Flow.
So top up, get a plan, or switch now to win. It only gets better with Flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD, all for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
To end the news, the headlines again. More financial relief for parents as the Cooperative Societies League awards 19 bursaries and 2 scholarships. $1 million in overdue salary payments for LEAT employees. And the WHO predicts the world should see the end of COVID-19 within 2 years' time. Feel free to access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Andrea Louis. And to all of our viewers around the world, thank you so much for watching. Join us tomorrow.